Tomato trellising. I have these on a garden trellis, standard garden trellis. This trellis was made from, it's all the way down here. Oh good, another one to harvest. It was made from gate material, which is 3 by 4. And these posts are actually water tubes. They were the blue water tubes. You can see there's a little bit of blue there, called PEX. And I spray painted them black. And they met this week. The plants that were growing on each side just met this week. That's one way I've got my tomatoes. I just did a big major pruning too, so I took a lot of the greens off that were really heavy, and they were also blocking the sun from getting to the fruit. So that's one way. Okay, the other one I've showed you was in the front yard, in the raised kitchen garden beds, and these are in the backyard. These are volunteers. They just came up on their own. So if it's going to volunteer, I'm going to let it. So this is another way that I do it at my house, is I like to let them come up, and when they get about, usually when they get about foot tall is when I would start a string, but these are strung. So you make a loose circle loop around a 90-degree branch. Make sure you can see that. Loose circle loop. And then as the plant grows, you wind the plant around the string gently. So yesterday, I'm going to unwind it a little bit so you can see. So if it was like this yesterday, which it was, I only come through and I gently wrap it like that. That's it. Same with this one. I have a loose loop down here at about a 90-degree branch. I don't necessarily want to use that one because that could snap it off when it gets heavy and thick. And I leave it loose so that the stem can grow thicker, because that's what they do, grow thicker. And then I gently wrap the plant around the string. So this is how it was yesterday, and I just came through and wrap, gently wrap. Apparently some plants make more than 1 liter. So you kind of have to decide. This one actually has two that came up. I just let a sucker come up. So I actually have 2. So I'm stringing them. And the strings are attached to my newly installed cattle fence arch. Cattle fence panel arch. I just tied them up there. They're going to grow all the way to the top, and they'll probably come over the top as well. And then the third way that I'm doing it is with the cattle panel arch. Again, I had some volunteers over here, so I'm letting them grow in the path. They're not hurting anything. And I took off a whole bunch of leaves so I could plant lettuces underneath and radishes. I just did those yesterday. And I can also see the fruit as it's ripening. So at first I had it on a different trellis, and I had strung it to the trellis, but I replaced that trellis with this cattle panel arch. So it's coming all the way up. This is nose level, and then it's coming up here. And this arch, these cattle panels are a lot larger than my hand, both ways, so it's easy to reach your hand through. These are smaller on the end there. They're smaller, but then they get to be this large size. So, well, this morning, this was sticking out here. All I do is I take it and I wrap it on the other side now. That's it. Pull it through. That's it. This one was growing out like this because we had a bunch of rain. I just pull it on that side. That's it. That's all I have to do. Sometimes I go through and I shake the plant to make sure it gets pollinated, self-pollinated. But it's not too much. This one has been put through a couple times. Let's get this in focus there. Put through a couple times. I pushed it through there And then as it grows, I'm going to bring it in when it grows a little bit bigger. And there's a sucker, so I'll just take the sucker off. This one behind it is almost ready to pull through this way too. I love trellises though because the leaves are they're exposed to the air, get lots of air circulation, they get lots of light, and they grow upward, so I can reserve my growing area for other things that don't need trellises. So that's what I've got for my cattle panel trellis. And tomatoes.